What did you think? The fight was good, you know, but it is what it is. Usyk win. I'm the #1 contender, and I think this is the Mexican Kabayel vs Usyk in Germany. I wait so long of the situation. I'm ready. I'm ready for the next challenge, for the next big challenge.
Set up to be a confrontation where next is Agit Kabayel. It is the call of Usyk now, what he does next. Kabayel has waited a long time. We want to do the fight in a stadium in Germany, and after that, we want to see the rematch with Rico, and I want to do 2 more fights with Rico. I had Rico up 3 rounds.
Are you worried that a rematch might get in the way of your plans to fight Usyk?
Yeah, this is why it's a little bit problem, you know, but I'm the #1 contender. You know, this was only the show match, you know. First about Kabayel, and after we can talk for any other things.
You think Oleksandr Usyk might be on the decline?
What is the claim?
He's maybe not the fighter he once was, based on what we've seen tonight.
I think he will. You know, after this performance, he will come back and give more performance. You know, I think he's also not happy with his performance.
Would you pick him to beat Kabayel?
Man.
Because if you don't pick him to beat Kabayel, that means he's not the best heavyweight in the world.
Kabayel's that good. He's that good. Kabayel's that good, but I believe that Usyk will pull it off.
Agit Kabayel has openly called out Oleksandr Usyk after the controversial stoppage against Rico Verhoeven, and the boxing world is also excited for this matchup.
When the Türkiye shake happens, we are ready with all the German fans, all the Kurdish fans wait for the fight with Usyk.
Turning back to the controversy itself, Turki Alalshik expressed dissatisfaction with the outcome, strongly criticizing the referee's stoppage in the Oleksandr Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven fight. He indicated that a rematch is expected to happen, escalating calls for the rivalry to be settled again in the ring.
What we saw tonight, what a fight.
I think it is bad stop, and I want to see the rematch in the future.
Watch the microphone, guys.
Watch out.
What do you think?
Your Excellency, was it a fair stoppage? It seemed like the bell had already rung.
I get Rico 4 points more.
How did you have it? Rico by 4.
But you know, Usyk was, to be clear, Usyk was knocking him out. But I want to see one round more.
What fight have you got for Rico Verhoeven?
If Usyk take Kabayel, let's see from there what's happened. But I want to see. I will do for Rico.
Teddy Atlas offered a more technical breakdown of the fight. He suggested Usyk was not operating at his peak, but still managed to build strong momentum late. Importantly, he noted that the stoppage appeared to come after the bell, while also arguing that Usyk was already closing in on a decisive finish regardless.
Usyk not at his best, picked it up when he had to at the end. And look, the stoppage, yeah, no doubt about it, the bell had rang. But the referee also gave a lot of time to Verhoeven to recover, you know, wasted a lot of time there. And I don't think there's any doubt Usyk would have stopped him the next round. Either way, that's my thoughts.
That point about timing was reinforced from a different angle by Peter Fury, who claimed the referee later admitted to making an error. According to Fury, the official said he did not hear the bell, which led to the premature stoppage and immediately intensified the debate around officiating accuracy.
I know his first name's Mark. The referee was on the flight with me on the way back. So I spoke to him. I went over, and the best way to sort any dispute is go and ask him the question, isn't it? Yeah. To the person who's done it. I said, "You've made a mistake." And he said to me, which was very important, he said, "Peter, I didn't hear the bell." Yeah? I said, "Well, now that I believe, because I didn't hear the bell either. I didn't hear the bell." I thought it was like 2 seconds before, because I'm only going off what people's telling me around the ring. Yeah. More focused on the fight itself, Kugan. But this is what it was. So
from a far more critical standpoint, Tom Aspinall blasted the decision entirely, calling it a clear robbery. He argued that boxing consistently protects certain fighters while denying others a fair chance to win, framing the stoppage as part of a broader credibility issue in the sport.
Come on. Alright, last 10 seconds. Rico can survive this. Oh, landing a couple. Oh, it's the end of the round, is it? Oh, what? He stopped it! No fucking way. For a world title fight, he stopped it with about 5 or 6 unanswered shots. What?
That's mad when you think about it, because Usyk and Fury had a similar, it was even worse than that.
Mate, what the f***ing hell's that? What a robbery. What a fix that is. That is outrageous. Mate, 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was, we were at Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois ringside. Mate, that happened probably 10 times. Sent Fabio Wardley out there, big swollen eye on one side, nose squash, big swelling on his forehead, been dropped 5 times in the fight, send him out again for another round. Stopped it about 3 rounds too late. Rico gets stumbled to his knee. They let him up with 10 seconds left. He lands a few unanswered shots, they don't even let him make it to the end of the round. It's a robbery. What the is that? In boxing, don't want anyone else to win. Simple as that. They want the boxers with the amateur style coming in, winning their Olympic medal, and then switching over and being unbeaten pros. That's what they want. They don't like other combat sports. It's bullshit.
Eddie Hearn, however, saw the situation differently in terms of performance dynamics. While he acknowledged Rico Verhoeven was still ahead on the cards entering round 11, he also admitted Usyk had hurt him in the 10th and was shifting momentum. Even so, he still described the stoppage as poor, particularly given how little time remained in the round.
Eddie, we did not expect that tonight. Just your reaction?
I thought it was incredible. I thought Rico was unbelievable. I mean, it was the rhythm. Usyk just couldn't get to terms with it, and I had Rico up in the fight going into that 11th round, and I felt like Usyk, buzzed him a little bit in the 10th, and actually could have had. I was saying to AJ and everybody else, he's got to stick it on him there. I think he can actually stop him, and he did stop him. I thought it was a poor stoppage. I know that you can never think about how long left in the round, but what was there, a couple of seconds left in the round?
Yeah.
And I think when you're up in the fight, or you're that competitive, you can't stop a fight when he's not taking really any serious punishment.
Offering a more supportive view of the referee, Canelo Alvarez defended the intervention, stating it was justified as a safety decision to protect Rico from unnecessary damage. In contrast to most reactions, he framed it not as controversy, but as responsible officiating.
Canelo, early stoppage that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage?
I don't think so. I think they save a brutal knockout.
Who's next for Usyk?
All the best for Usyk.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Huh?
Who's next for him?
Oh, he can fight whoever. Thank you, guys. Hey, wait. Let's walk.
Johnny Nelson leaned closer to the critical side, arguing Rico was not given enough time to recover or return to his corner. From his perspective, the fight still had enough competitiveness left that it should have been allowed to continue into the final round.
But it was very risky at times. Should it have been stopped? In my opinion, no. I think the 10-second clatter went at 2 minutes 50 seconds in. It was announced at 2 minutes 51 seconds the fight was stopped. The referee, I don't think he gave Rico enough chance to at least get to the corner, get to the end of the round and see what he was like when he came out. I think it was well stacked in Usyk's favour because, like everybody else, we expected him to get the job done. So we were more or less looking at Usyk rather than looking at Rico. Rico did an absolutely brilliant job. He should be well proud of himself. Will he get a rematch? I think he should. I think the right thing should be done. And I think if Usyk fights him again, Usyk will beat him, but he'll be on points. He won't knock this guy out because now they both know what to expect.
That uncertainty was reflected in real time by commentators Adam Catterall and Gareth Davies, who reacted in disbelief as the referee stepped in. The confusion only grew when it became clear the bell had already sounded, meaning Rico was effectively denied the standard recovery period as the fight was ruled a TKO, just 1 second away from the 12th round.
10-8 round 2.
Oh, he stopped it! He stopped it!
Oh.
The bell went for the end of the round.
And he said that, no, has he really?
The bell has gone for the end of the round, but the referee has jumped in and stopped the fight and given it to Oleksandr Usyk.
Expanding the broader perspective on Usyk's legacy, Jason Statham highlighted how quickly momentum can shift in boxing. He emphasized that even elite champions like Usyk remain vulnerable, reinforcing the idea that reputation offers no protection once the fight is underway.
Yeah, Usyk is a tremendous champion. I love it. I love everything about him, what he stands for. But, you know, the thing about, you know, the fight game and you know, and competitive sport in general, an upset is always around the corner. You can never discount anybody. And, you know, that's the thing about, you know, boxing in particular.
Derek Chisora also sided with the early stoppage argument, stating that Rico was unfairly denied the opportunity to recover and continue. He believed the decision removed control from the fighter at a critical moment in a tightly contested bout.
Do you think it was an early stoppage?
That was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
Chris Mannix provided a more detailed breakdown of the action, explaining that although Usyk had early difficulties, he eventually took control and landed key shots that changed the fight. However, he still questioned the timing of the stoppage, pointing out that exchanges were still happening when the referee intervened.
Looked flummoxed at times by the awkward style of Rico Verhoeven. So now you get into the 11th round, and you saw in the 11th, Usyk turned on the jets, went for the stoppage, and got a big knockdown. A short uppercut put Rico down in the corner, and that's when all hell kind of broke loose, where Rico gets up, he has his mouthpiece out, the referee gives him an eternity to go to his corner, get the mouthpiece back in, and get the fight started. If you clocked it, it was more than 10 extra seconds, maybe 15 seconds that Rico had to recover, and it still wasn't recovered. So Usyk pounces on him and starts throwing combinations. The referee was watching that very closely, clearly. The referee stops the fight. Now, he stopped the fight, to my eyes and to my ears, after the bell rang. Usyk was teeing off, he was throwing punches, he had Rico in a tremendous amount of trouble. But he stopped the fight after the bell rang.
He further argued that Rico had earned the right to continue in a heavyweight title fight, where momentum can swing instantly. In his view, experienced fighters remain dangerous even when hurt, making the quick intervention difficult to justify.
Would have been to allow the fight to continue. Now, if you want to make the argument that Rico would have gotten stopped early in the 12th round, fine, whatever. But 2 heavyweight titles were on the line in that fight. Rico had fought extremely well up until that point. You've got to give the fighter a chance. You've got to give Rico Verhoeven the opportunity to recover in his corner, survive the 12th, and send this fight to a decision. I thought the decision to stop the fight by Mark Lyons was awful, just awful. The whole sequence there, where he gave Rico extra time, that was bad. The stoppage was awful. Bad stoppage.
Ariel Helwani then escalated the controversy further by suggesting the stoppage may have come after the bell. After reviewing multiple angles, he argued the timing appeared off, adding another layer of doubt to an already heated debate.
With 1 second left in the 11th round. But in reality, if you actually watch it, and I've watched every single video, every single angle, it was seconds after the 11th round was over. Ding, ding, ding. And then it stopped. And it wasn't like, oh, stopped in between rounds. No. It was stopped maybe because the ref didn't hear it, or maybe because he's incompetent. I don't know. Mark Lyson is his name. It was an absolute awful, awful, awful stoppage.
He also stressed how close the scorecards were entering round 11, reinforcing that Rico was still firmly in the fight and that the knockdown represented a momentum shift rather than a complete collapse.
You know, they showed us the scorecards. 2 judges had it tied going into the 11th. Would have been a 10-8 round. 1 judge had Rico up. In the end, he would have gotten robbed by the scorecards. I had him up like 3-4 rounds. He fought a brilliant fight, a beautiful fight against Oleksandr Usyk. He was way more aggressive than he usually is in kickboxing. He looked poised, composed, technical.
Sean Zittel took a more measured stance, agreeing the stoppage was not ideal, but suggesting Usyk was still building toward a possible finish. From his perspective, even if the fight had continued, the overall outcome likely would not have changed significantly.
So not a great stoppage, but perhaps Usyk was on his way to finishing him off in the next round. Would have liked to seen Verhoeven get a minute in between rounds, see how he came out in the 12th. He wasn't going to win a decision on the scorecards anyways, but if he had made it through the 12th round, there may have still been a lot of people. Like I said, I could conceivably have that 7 rounds to 3 at the time of the knockdown. He winds up losing the 12th but stays on his feet. That's still a 1-point win on a lot of cards for Verhoeven.
Michael Venom Page focused on procedure, arguing Rico should have been given the full minute between rounds to recover properly, be assessed in his corner, and only then face a final referee judgment.
I'm disappointed in the timing of when the referee stopped it. He made the round, so you should at least give him the minute, then check and see if he's recovered, and then you can wave it off at that point. But you can't hear the bell and then wave it off. Like, it's silly. Like,
stepping back to the physical reality of the exchange, it was widely acknowledged that Verhoeven was genuinely hurt by a right uppercut and the damage was real. However, with the bell only seconds away, referee Mark Lyson's decision to halt the action at that exact moment became the defining flashpoint of the entire event.
Meanwhile, we've got Agit Kabayel in the ring. We had Rico complaining about the stoppage. I mean, he was very respectful, but he said it was a bit early, and the team, I think Peter Fury and the guys were disappointed. It was right at the end of the 11th round. He'd been down from that right uppercut. He was badly hurt. I mean, the bell, he could have probably got back to the corner and gone on, whether he would have got through the 12th round. He was hurt. Mark Lyson had a good look at him and made him walk to the corner, the gum shield. It was a strange one, and I can understand that there were disappointment, but he was hurt, and Usyk found an answer.
The central counter-argument then emerged clearly. 1 second remaining in a world heavyweight title fight was not enough justification for a stoppage. Many argued Rico should have been allowed to hear the bell, recover in his corner, and enter the 12th round, especially in such a competitive contest.
Yeah, he did find an answer, but it was premature. Let's have it right here. It was 1 second to go in the round. Mark Lyson would have known we were quite close to the end of that round, and with the way the scorecards could have been, you know, you have to give him a chance. You have to let him continue, Verhoeven. I think that he was still very much on his feet. Yeah, he was under firepower. Yes, if there was another 20 seconds in the round, he would have probably got knocked out or stopped, but there wasn't. And that was the point. The bell would have gone. He would have had them 3 minutes to get through the round. Now we're having a conversation about, was it controversial? Did he get robbed? Did he get lucky? That's where we was at, Adam. It was a very close fight. A very close fight.
Matt Lenahan captured the shock in real time, describing it as one of the worst officiating decisions they had seen, reflecting the immediate disbelief from observers at ringside.
I'm still in shock. For me, that is one of the worst bits of refereeing I think I've seen. I've no doubt that it was maybe coming to an end of the round after, and the referee, I think, stopped us from potentially seeing an ending. But with 2 seconds to go, and what looked like on TV as well, that the round already ended, gotta let that go. You've got to let him go out on his shield at that point.
Showbiz the Adult added to the backlash, calling it a terrible stoppage and insisting the bell had already sounded before the intervention, with the controversy amplified further by the magnitude of the heavyweight title stage.
That is the worst stoppage of all time. The fight was stopped after the bell rang. Game, set, match. You stopped the fight after the bell rang? The bell rang!
The bell rang! What are you gonna do? I don't know, the bell rang!
Game of fact. Worst stoppage ever. Now, there may have been other stoppages after the bell rang, but what makes this the worst? Because number one, it was for the heavyweight championship, the lineal championship at that. But number two, it is at the most historic location in boxing history.
As debate continues to grow across the boxing world, attention now shifts toward what comes next for Oleksandr Usyk and a possible rematch scenario that could settle the controversy once and for all. With opinions still sharply divided, the story is far from over, and the heavyweight division remains wide open heading into the next chapter. If you've been following the debate, make sure to subscribe for more breakdowns, updates, and fight analysis as this situation develops and the next move in the heavyweight division becomes clearer.